Hey all, this is Eucep again, and today I'm having a look at my pretty much finished Blitz Gundam in SD form. I've already had ordered this one before Prime 92 reviewed it, but it only made me more eager to build it when I saw her review of it. I must say it's quite an awesome little kit. The design is very unusual. I of course dig the dark colors, and the weaponry itself, well, it's so for me. It's nice, but it's not, well, how must I put it, awesome looking. This kit is primarily about the Gundam for me. And as it's from the Seed generation, it's actually better articulated than some of the newer kits. And I'm pretty pleased with that, especially with the way the arms are. You have a pack going into polycap here. The polycap is part of the shoulder. The shoulder pad is separate from it. Then there is two swivel points for the elbow and a rotation, all built into one. So pretty good articulation in that arm. It does tend to separate a bit, sadly. Then there is a rotation in the wrist, and if you pull out a tiny bit, there is some wiggle and give due to the way there's a polycap inside here as well. So it has a tiny bit of wiggle, but nothing that's really of good use. In those terms, I prefer the newer Gundams with the ball jointed wrists. But then again, for these types, the wrist at least is somewhat slimmer. Then there is a rotation in the waist, and if you pull it up a tiny bit, this middle section is separate, so it allows you to do some ab crunching or hip thrusting, whatever you prefer to make of it. The legs, there is a polycap which can swivel, and it attaches a ball joint. Not really sure about the swiveling, it doesn't really do much. You primarily get motion due to the ball joint. And down below there's also a ball joint on the foot end. The foot itself has articulation in the toes, which allows you to pretty much fully point them down. Or if you pull it out slightly, there is some give to some sideways movement, so you can easier put his feet flat on the ground. For this SD, I primarily went with Gundam markers, or pretty much only went with Gundam markers. The only sticker that's in this kit is these eyes, and well, I decided not to use them. As to the colors which I used this steel gray or gunmetal. I used it on the shoulders and on the fists. In the illustrations with this guy it's more of a blue, but I didn't really have any color matching this, and I decided this color would look fine on it. And then there is black for a few details. You primarily see it on the V-fin. There is some metallic red used for the jewel and for the beam saber toothpick. Some blue for the eyes. White for details on the shield primarily. Red used all over this guy and the shield as well. And a tiny splash of yellow for that little triangle over there. Now let's have a look at his face. It's a considerable different design from most Gundams I have, so the uniqueness really strikes me out, and yeah, can really dig it. I might actually eventually take out these purple parts and make them darker, because they really stand out way too much with this very light color. And if I look at the illustrations, that's a way darker purple used as well. But then again, the main body itself looks more like a gray than a black. So the contrast is a lot higher than what you see in this picture. But yeah, I primarily used actually this picture as a guide wire for how I'm going to let this guy look. I see I missed something, but that's perhaps something I'll update later for myself. But I think primarily it came out looking quite well. Now for his accessories, he gets his shield. I tried to paint it up with red, but if you look close up you can see yeah, it doesn't really work so well. My main problem for deciding to use the Gundam marker is the fact that I didn't have a proper red to spruce it up with. So it would have stood out way too much if I didn't use the Gundam marker, which is the correct color for this. It attaches to the arm at the sideways point. You have to watch out for the shoulder, which can get in the way with the shield. The shield also uses the toothpick or the beam saber. You can put it in the hands, no issue there. But there's also an attachment point inside where you can click this in and have some additional reach for the stabby. Let's remove that. Then there is the compact form of the grabbing hook or the grabbing claw. Once again, just packs onto the arm. Looks pretty fine with just that, but it can also be spruced up a bit more using this part. This attaches in the same way as the other parts, just packs on. You then get this wire, which is just a flexible wire. Pack it into the rear of this unit and you have additional reach. For quite some reach, and you can also remove this part, put on this one, and go all out for grabbing stuff. All in all, not too shabby kit. I like the looks, I like the end result which I've obtained with it. And I can say it's a quite recommendable kit. Let's put them side by side with one other from the same era, the Gold Frame Astray. Yeah, not the best comparison actually. Anyway, this was Eucep. Thank you all for watching. See you next time.